Well, tonight was all about our pitching staff and Grayson Bird. Our pitching staff was outstanding tonight. Holt Jones, in his first career start, struck out the first 7 batters he faced. Wound up throwing 5 and a third for us. Only gave up 2 hits with 2 walks. And struck out 8. Had a heck of a first start for us. So very proud of Holt. Travis Marr came in probably the toughest spot of the ball game. Bases loaded with 1 out, and got back-to-back punch-outs to get us out of it. So, Travis did an excellent job of coming in that situation and pitching out of a tough spot. And I thought Clark, Riley Gilliams, good to get Riley out, threw the ball well, and Bo Gobin did a nice job there at the end, getting a big double play there with a couple guys on base. So our pitching staff did an outstanding job. And, offensively, quite frankly, it was Grayson Bird's night. He hit 3 home runs. Drove in every run for us. Matt Cooper, got his first start and swung the bat very well for us, and that was pretty much it. We didn't swing the bats particularly well tonight. Out front and kind of off balance a lot against a lefty tonight, but it's just one of those nights. So luckily for us, Grayson was locked in and hit the ball well, and we pitched extremely well. So overall, good night of pitching and defense. Thought we played fairly well defensively. A couple miscues on the bases that we'll talk about tomorrow in practice, but overall a good night.
How upset were you when Grayson broke that bat?
Yeah. I think he was probably more upset than I was. Losing a bat that you'd already, hit 3 home runs with. So, we got a good laugh, and even he laughed at it, which I thought was funny. It just shows you what kind of kid Grayson is. He's not a guy that takes things too seriously. He always has fun when he's out there playing. So I think he found it more funny than I did.
Coach, it seems like it's a different hero for y'all virtually every game. Is that just the type of team this is?
Well, we have capable players. I mean, we have guys who are capable of doing big things on any given night for us, just because, for the most part, we have a fairly veteran group. When you look at, you got Davidson and Cromwell, Beer, Williams, Bird, Wharton, Green. A lot of those guys have played for us, and they're all capable of doing big things for us. And tonight it was Grayson's night, and I'm very proud of Grayson and happy for Grayson. He's been a little up and down offensively for us, but you could tell. I mean, the Michigan State game last week, he squared a few balls up and swung the bat, fairly well last weekend. So it's good to see Grayson starting to swing the bat the way that we know he's capable of.
What was going through your mind when you saw that third ball inching towards the center field wall?
Well, when it's hit straight away, it was an off-speed pitch that was up in the zone. It was hit straight away. And I thought their center fielder had a chance to catch it. I didn't know if it was going to get out or not. Really the one that I knew was getting out was when he hit the right. The ball to left, kind of caught that corner. But the ball to center field, I thought actually when he jumped, I couldn't tell if he caught it or if it got by him. But when he came down, he was disappointed that the ball wasn't in his glove. So I knew he didn't catch it. And I actually could see the ball in the chain link fence at the bottom fall, so I knew he didn't catch it. But I thought he had a beat on it and he had a chance to catch it. It's one of those special nights for Grayson. It's something he'll always remember, and it'd be nice if he could do it again. But it's a great night.
Did you ask for anything else from Holt's first start?
No, I mean he again. We were just hoping that Holt could possibly get us through the lineup a couple times. It was his first start, and we probably looking at it now. We probably should have got him, out of there after 5, but he had a shutout going. We could start to see the velo start to drop off a little bit just because he hadn't thrown that many pitches yet. But, man, he pounded the strike zone. He was outstanding. He far exceeded what I was looking for. All I was looking for was just go out there and throw strikes, and can you get us through that lineup twice? We had plenty of bullpen options tonight. We had plenty of guys that we wanted to throw and get into the game, but Holt did an outstanding job. I'm very, very proud of him. Well, the pitchers get batting practice when we throw a shutout, so I think they are maybe that'll be a motivating factor for them. So tomorrow I get to watch a lot of bad swings and batting practice for about 30 minutes. Well, I think if you look at our stat sheet, we've had 17 guys pitch. I've never coached a team where 17 games into the year, 17 different players have pitched for us. So one thing that stands out, I think, through 17 games is our depth, our pitching depth, the amount of strike throwers that we have, the ability to match up if we need to match up. We have a number of left-handed options out of the bullpen and right-handed options. We can match up short. We have guys that we can stretch out behind a starter. We don't feel like we have to wear a starter out, or a starter has to pitch through fatigue to get us through innings. I think that's part of it. I think the other part is we've played excellent defense. I think when oftentimes when a ground ball's hit or a fly ball's hit, a coach is either excited or he's nervous, and I'm not very nervous if the ball's put in play with our defense out there. I just think we have a good defense and guys who are capable of making great plays too out there. Got good athletes all over the field. And offensively, we have a nice blend. We have guys that will get on base. We haven't done probably as good enough job tonight. I thought we came out of the strike zone too much to my liking. We struck out 11 times tonight. But we have some guys that can compete in the box, and we have some power. And when you have power and you get on base via the free pass you're going to win a lot of games because you can't defend either. So we defend the field pretty well. We do a good job of taking advantage of the free pass. We had a 3-run homer tonight. Well, what happened before that 3-run homer? We had a hit by pitch with Williams and a walk. So, oftentimes you get a couple freebies against our lineup in one inning. It's going to be a big inning because somebody's going to bite you. So I think that's the big thing. We're still a work in progress. We're not making too much of it. We're only 17 games in a year. And we need to continue to improve and keep doing a lot of the things that we're doing if we want to continue to play good baseball. Well, again, I can only go by what I see, and what I saw in the preseason was a pitching staff that had really made a 180 from the fall. And again, we pitched exceptionally well, and we felt like going into the spring that we had a lot of options, and we felt like our bullpen would be a strength, that if we needed to turn to the pen, that we had a lot of really good options out of the bullpen if our starter, couldn't go deep in the game. And the thing that I like about what we're doing right now is we feel like our starters are only going to get better as the season progresses, both because we're not having to stretch them out. Sometimes at the end of the year, you get into May and June, and some of your starters are running on fumes because they've had to throw 100 pitches every start for 7, 8, 9 starts in a row. And, right now, if we continue to do what we're doing, we're not going to have to do that. We can keep our starters fairly fresh and ready to go every weekend. Well, I actually talked to both players before the game today about what I was thinking. We had been thinking about it as a staff a little bit and talked a little bit about it, and it was really more. Seth obviously had a nice weekend. Hit 3 home runs, and he's got 6 home runs. He's got 12 RBIs. So there's some pros and cons of hitting him in the 2-hole. In the 2-hole, that Seth's going to get 5 at bats a game. If we put together some good at bats and we swing the bats okay, Seth's going to get that 5th at bat, where if he's hitting down 3 or 4, he may not get that 5th at bat. But Cromie had been doing such a great job in the 3-hole. I was hesitant to mess with it, but Cromie leads us in on-base percentage. He was like at a 570 on-base percentage, was taking his walks and was doing a really good job in the strike zone. Felt like if we hit him in front of Seth with Logan at 400 plus on base percentage and Cromie at 500 plus on base percentage, and then you got Beer and Williams sitting behind them, that gives at least you feel like Logan or Cromie is going to be on base or both with Seth coming up. he gives Seth, if he's hot and he's running balls out of yard, to hit a 3-run homer. So that was kind of the thought process of flipping those guys tonight. Don't know if I will do it this weekend, but I think both guys are capable of hitting in either spot. Yeah, we wanted to get Riley in the game. I mean, Coach C and I, and more so on Andrew. Andrew does such a good job of always communicating with me who he wants to pitch in the game. And so it's really more of me just kind of confirming Andrew's beliefs for that day of what he wants to do. But, he felt like we needed to get Riley in the game, wanted to get Riley in the game, and we were just kind of waiting for the right spot to come up to put him in the ball game. And Clark was doing an outstanding job, but we knew right then and there that Riley was the guy to bring in there, and was very happy for Riley that he threw the ball well.